So there was a video that was trending. Roxie doesn't use social media that much, so she's probably gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Trending
over here.
I be on the gram.
So there was a video of a man bringing McDonald's to his child, but he took the food where he lives with his mom, and she has other children.
I heard about that.
You did hear about it? He only brought McDonald's to his biological child and was like, I'm not bringing McDonald's to anyone else. The mother was upset and she recorded him. She blasted him about only buying for his kid and not everybody else. Social media had a frenzy with it. I want to hear from y'all. What's your opinion on that? Was he justified in only bringing his kid McDonald's? And who wants to go first? Because this is spicy.
What if he thought the other kids were with their biological father?
No, he knew they were there.
Oh, okay, I don't
know. That's tricky. I mean, I'm not a parent,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, if I was putting myself in that situation, I mean, damn, that's I just the type of person I am. I probably would have brought food for the other kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the end of the day, like, I understand that that's your child, but they're children.
Yeah.
And it's like your issues or whatever is with like the mom, like
mm-hmm.
the parenting dynamic, not necessarily with the kids. So I just feel like out of courtesy, like I would have brought. It's also McDonald's. Like, I don't know. I mean, I understand we in a recession and economy and all that stuff, but like, I don't know. I just, like I said, I can only speak from how I would have handled the situation. Like,
yeah.
They're babies.
Yeah. Let's hear what the man in the room
just to play devil's advocate.
I knew this shit was coming.
I knew it.
No. I think there's two ways to look at it. One, we don't know his financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
And although you can say it's just McDonald's, that shit adds up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Popeyes just added up.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly. So on one side, I could see like, listen, this shit gets expensive. I can't be doing this all the time. So I'm just going to focus on my kid.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, I could see like if he isn't financially strained, just get the fucking McDonald's.
Right.
I remember my cousin, her parents weren't together anymore, and her father used to come around and he would take us all to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, whatever. And, he took that extra step, and I think it's almost like a boss move to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I also just think like I mean, obviously we wouldn't, but like you don't know what the situation is for those other kids, like in terms of if their dad is showing up. And so I just think like, I mean, I don't want to say it's just like as a man, but I just think as like a co-parent or any type of parent dynamic, like it shows a lot when you can be like a positive like role model or just like adult figure in the other kids in the home's like perspective.
Yeah.
So I just think that that's like a good example. Like I said, we can only assume what like the dynamic is in the house, but just with assuming that they might have more knowledge, I feel like I would just want to be like a good example and like let those kids know that like, all right, you're not my kid, but like I'm gonna show up for y'all. And even if it's just a small gesture, again, without knowing what this man's pockets look like, but still, like I just think that that's like going the extra mile.
Yeah.
Roxie.
Roxie's like, I agree. So
she's like, fuck them kids.
It's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You could be honest. You could be totally honest about your opinion.
I agree. I would have gotten. I just being who I am. I would have just make sure everyone's okay and everyone eats. Like even the moms that I'm not really messing with right now. Like you need something to eat. All right, right, big head.
I wanted to focus on the lack of money part because we could all understand that, right? I know for sure I can understand that. I've mentioned on this podcast there's were times when I used to wish I didn't need 3 meals in a day. Like I get that, But it's also, what are you teaching your kid about how to share with his siblings, not feeling like they're better than the other siblings, right?
Yeah.
If I only have $5 for a Happy Meal, but there were 4 hungry kids in the house,
Yeah.
I would have bought a loaf of bread and a dozen eggs in the store instead of buying one Happy Meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Finding ways to make that
I
money
would have
stretch.
found a way
Yeah.
to make it stretch so they all had something to eat. And even if I couldn't do that, I would pick my son up and remove him
Right.
from the house so
Mhm.
the other kids aren't just watching him eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there was so many ways that if money was the issue, he could have made a better choice. Just period.
Right.
as
Or
a
even
man.
like, you know, having them come outside and like sit with you in the car or
in
something.
the car, yeah, let's take a ride around the block, and then just be like, I couldn't get for everybody else, whatever.
Make sure you wipe that barbecue sauce off before you go back inside.
Yo, no funny shit. When I used to work with the kids that I did, I would like make them throw it in the dumps. Like I would be like, throw that shit out before we go inside. Like, don't let the other kids see that I took you on a ride to get
Yeah,
that. So.
because then it's like, what the fuck? Do I agree that he should have been blasted online and that the mom should have recorded it and made a thing? No. But that situation aside, I feel like a lot of people are in that dynamic when they have children they're not with the partner, and then they have more siblings, and then you're kind of in this awkward dynamic. But I feel like it becomes a big extended family, whether you like it or not. And you should treat it as such.
And if he didn't have the money, maybe he could have communicated with the mom so she can spot the rest, just that everyone feels included. Because I think that kind of stretches on into like their relationships later on, and it might cause some friction in there where they're like, "Oh, you're not my real brother," or you're not my real sibling, kind of thing.
Or like, oh, remember that time you got McDonald's? And then it's
Yeah.
like causing division within the brothers.
Like, yo, daddy broke, bitch. And then
Exactly.
Got some new Jordans. What did you get?
Yeah.
And that happens. I've seen that happen with kids working in education. And I just remember growing up, my mom sometimes, like, if I came home with friends and she was cooking, she might get mad at me and say, like, I wish I knew so I could have prepared better. But she was
She's still figuring
stretched
it out.
whatever she
Like,
got.
y'all can't have seconds, but y'all all gonna have first.
Yeah, exactly. She will figure it out. Or like, if she was like, I was planning to get Chinese food for dinner, but I'm gonna order pizzas because they'll spread out more than not just not let my friends eat. Even friends of mine. This isn't, siblings of mine or anything like that. My dad, it's funny, I was talking to one of my middle school friends, and they were talking about like when we were in middle school and them coming over to my house. My dad wouldn't eat dinner if my friends are there. He would like let us eat, and then he will make a sandwich. He'll cut up some plátanos and boil it with something, just because that's just in his nature, So me seeing that just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the money excuse, because like
Figure it out.
I feel like when you don't have money, you're the most resourceful than anybody else.
Facts. Make that $20 stretch.
Exactly. But all right, I just wanted to. You had anything else to say? Because I know your group chat must have been flaming with that.
no, there were jokes. There was like, he should have bought all the kids McDonald's and get her groceries and
Lies.
bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, like exaggerating it. Yeah. No one's expecting him to like save the family, but it's just, I feel like the biggest thing is like, even that kid, I don't want to be the only kid with McDonald's. I'm going to feel mad uncomfortable. Like, oh my God, everybody's eating this. I would go on school trips, and my mom always got me a hero sandwich because just in case someone didn't have lunch, I had another half to give somebody instead of buying me a roll. So I just grew up just always being very giving especially when it comes to food.
Yeah, food is just like one thing that it's like you give. You never like kind of like count towards that. It's just like
Little
all right, here
Stephanie,
you go.
little like literally breaking bread. You want some?
Yeah, exactly. That's just always how it's been. So it's just like weird to me. So your group chat was chill.
We good.
He's not blowing up their spot.